Well, actually, that's what I didn't like about the book. Is just that you heard everybody else's voice and you didn't hear her voice at all, and that frustrated me mainly because I think in life we hear everybody else's voice, but my focus, and I think the underlining message in my life is just self-love and self-expression. So I didn't get that from her. So just for me, it was frustrating. It was like, all these people are saying this is what you are, this is what you are, and that's fine because that's what they think. And then I started thinking, is she fitting herself to be what these people say? But then I couldn't confirm it because it wasn't in her voice. She never said anything. Yes, I'm doing that. No, I'm doing that. No, I want to be this, or you know, I want to grow. So it's for me, it's extremely frustrating.
Wow.
I loved it. I thought I actually saw a lot of myself in Athena. Just always being on a journey. She was a 9 path and I have a 9 life path. So when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is my, like, you know, this, I just felt like there was a lot of similarities as far as just always looking for your true self and just constantly just being on a journey and definitely going from place to place to place to place. I mean, I just felt like, and not fitting traditional roles of what's expected of women, you know, and just having that constant battle of society's expectation of being traditional. Like her parents definitely wanted to you know, they raised her a certain way and they expected her to turn out a certain way, and she just was like, no, this is, I'm on a different path. And so I just really saw myself in that, so of course I was going to appreciate it.
Well, it's interesting you talk about her life path number because 9 is the number of completion.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
and completing yourself. That's interesting.
But in numerology, the 9 path is the spirituality, and they talk about like the challenge of a 9 is finding that balance. And so.
Absolutely. Well, I agree with that. I agree with that from an astrological standpoint. I'm a Pisces, and that's the last sign of the zodiac. And you're constantly embodying the other signs at some point, which is why you can always sympathize and empathize with other people. But that is a struggle when you are that person, because then where does your voice go? Which brings me back to the book. I really did like the fact that it was a book about the sacred feminine, but it was also about a woman who didn't even really speak. Because I think the path towards the sacred feminine isn't an easy one. It isn't something that we find very easily. It isn't something that even with all 4 of us being who we are, it's been a journey. You know, just finding the knowledge that sustains us, finding the belief system that supports us, finding the family members that understand us. And all of those things really were approached in this book from everyone else's voice. And that's what I actually liked about it, because so many women, on the other hand, spend all of our lives being defined by the people who we care about, the systems that we were raised under, you know, the jobs that we're supposed to have. And there's so much more than that. So that's actually why I love the book. If I explain that well.
I loved her.
Yeah.
Really, I loved her freedom. I love the idea of a woman living in modern society, breaking out and dancing. Everywhere she went.
everywhere. The courage that she
and didn't care what people thought, you know.
I wasn't concerned.
And then even in my mind, just imagining the people's reaction, after the initial shock, there's one of admiration,
Yes.
because she had the courage to do it and didn't care, and she's releasing herself.
Right.
And then she's like, okay, she sits back down at the table, continues eating.
Ain't like, hey, what's up?
So I love that. I love that about her. And it just made me want to get to know her more. You know, what is this woman about? Where did she come from? What world, you know, did she drop off from? You know, and became trapped here. Because that's what it seemed like. This is someone who was from another world, who was trying to find their way. You know, and figure out how to live, how to be themselves within the structure of our society. Which, you know, I think we all can relate to.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think too, I agree with what you just said, because it really, that her, like you said, breaking out in dance and her living her life in a time period where most people wouldn't quite understand how to handle or deal with who she is. I think we all have felt that way.
Just around the room. I mean, come on.
Equate, I can
Absolutely.
so relate. But the other part of that also was, I just lost my train of thought. Sorry.
You know what I did like about the dancing was just
Yeah.
that she never took her son and said, okay, go in this room
Yeah.
while I be myself.
Right.
You know, I love the fact that she was just like,
very
okay,
much herself.
this is me. And again, that's what I'm noticing from other people noticing that. But I just thought that was phenomenal. Because I guess sometimes as women, as we are going through these struggles, we don't want our kids to see us fail
Right.
or, you know, to see us doubt. We're supposed to have it together because mom's supposed to have all the answers.
Yeah.
Or auntie or whatever our title is at that time. And it's very human and very appropriate to say, I'm falling. I will catch myself.